just whisper a little quiet. I have to film. Okay, so one of the other things we told you had to make is I was going to give you a recipe for no-knead bread. Yes, my friendly scouts, 12, 13, 11 to 13, you can make bread. So we're going to make this as a no-knead recipe, N-E-A-D, need, or K-A-D. This is pretty good. It must be scout time already. This is a simple recipe that I'll have printed for you and posted. Well, I'll bring it tomorrow. This is really simple. 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 3/4 teaspoons of salt, 1/2 a teaspoon of active dry yeast, 1 1/2 cups of water, room temperature. Mix it all together in a bowl with a spatula until it's incorporated. That's it. Mix it up, probably no more than 2 or 3 minutes. You then let it sit on your counter at room temperature for 12 to 18 hours, and it will look like this. Okay? This is about 13 hours. Now at this stage, the bread is ready to come out and be ready to go into a pan. So we're going to take our little bread scraper. We put some flour here on our counter, and we're just going to scrape this bread out. You'll notice it's very wet, and that's okay right now. This is not unusual. A lot of bread doughs are not this wet, but this one is going to be what we call wet. Now, at this stage, the goal is to get some flour on your hands so it doesn't stick, so the dough doesn't stick to your hands. And we're gonna turn this flour over a little bit of this dough. A little parsley in there for you, just for fun. Okay, now, we're just going to turn it into a ball. And you pick it up and you just roll the dough under. And it gets into a ball. It doesn't have to look pretty. And at this point, we're going to put it into a Dutch oven. Now, there are various recipes for this on the internet. Some of them have you take the bread and put it into a hot, preheated Dutch oven. This recipe is a little different because we're not going to let this dough raise anymore. So what we're going to do is we're going to just gather this dough up, and we're going to put it in the Dutch oven, cold. At this point, we're going ahead and put the lid on the Dutch oven. And it will go into a 450 degree, 425 oven. I think it's 425 on the paper. So 425 to 450 degrees depending on your oven. And then it will sit in the oven for, well, we're not going to cook it right just yet, I guess. We're going to put it in the oven for about 30 minutes with the lid on. After 30 minutes, we're going to take the lid off and cook it for another 15 to 20 minutes, at which time the bread will be done. That's all there is to this recipe. So it's very simple. It takes very little work. And you've seen all of that right. Other than mixing the dough up initially, that's all you have to do. I'll get you the recipe. You'll see it come out of the oven when we're done.